All right, everyone. Hello. Welcome to the 19th episode of the PokeCell's official podcast. My name is Rocco Mitchell, and today I'm here with kind of just someone that I met a couple days ago via Instagram. My friend Henry, also known as CramCards, and we're just going to just kick it and just have a good time and just talk Pokemon and how it is to be young selling Pokemon cards and just have fun. So if you could just introduce yourself, Henry, for those that might not know you at home.
All right. My name is Henry. I go by CramCards on Instagram, and I'm 16. I sell Pokemon cards online and stuff like that. My goal is to get a physical store, but right now I'm just online.
Yeah. No, that's sick. That's literally the same thing. I wanna have my own shop in Nashville here too. But kind of just how we met. I've been doing like these daily content things of like, I said like trying to be a Pokemon millionaire at 16. Um, and you PM'd on one of them, and then I saw it, and like sometimes I'll look as I'm trying to be interactive with the community. I see who puts my likes my stuff or whatever. And you were one of those people, and I was like, oh, this seems like a cool guy. So I just like hit you up, or I think either you hit me up or I hit you up. I don't know, whatever happened.
Yeah.
But and we just started talking. I it's funny because now, like, obviously I haven't been doing it for too long, but I see like you're very much starting out how I started out on eBay. And I
Yeah.
was just like, bet like this is something that, someone that we can hook up with. I can help if you need help. And just what I'm trying to do kind of is just be helpful for people that want to start doing this as their own thing. Because
Yeah.
I'm sure as you figured out, because I know you're texting me, you're like, oh my goodness, like stuff is just flying and flying and I'm buying and everything's going so fast. And it's just like, that's just how it works.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, so I guess my first question for you is like kind of what drew you to Pokemon cards and like what is your kind of background in Pokemon and like what drew you to that selling?
All right. So ever since I was little, I like collected Pokemon cards. I always had a collection when I was younger. It wasn't anything crazy, but like in elementary school, I used to trade with my friends and stuff. I quit for a while after that, like in middle school and stuff, and I started playing other card games. Like I played Magic the Gathering for a while, so that was like my main thing. And then I switched over to Lorcana. I
Mhm.
play some Union Arena now, but I mainly like sell Pokemon nowadays. And I got into selling because I thought I saw some of my friends' collections. I was like, I don't I think I can sell some of these cards and I low key might just trade for some. And so then I like bought like a stack of cards for like $30 from one of them and I sold all of it for like 400. And so I was like, this is like, it's not easy, but like this is a good start. So I might as well start here, you know?
Yeah, no, then that's awesome. That's crazy about that, like less than 10%.
Yeah.
Um,
It was just,
which that's awesome. And yeah, Magic and all that type of stuff, that's really cool. I started playing Pokemon competitively. That's where I come from, my brother and I. And now it's funny because we're actually starting to get like my brother's first Commander deck just arrived, so we're
yeah.
starting to play a lot of Commander.
Yeah.
Which is fun. And we did Lorcana for a little bit. I've done most of that on TCG Player, but
Yeah.
no, that's super cool. And I know we were kind of talking about what you were talking about too, and we've texted about it. Is very same thing. Like I had, let's see here, um I had a friend who texted me yesterday and he sent me that. He was like, Rocco, I have all these cards.
Yeah.
Let me go in and is it okay if I bring them to school sometime this week so you could look at them and
Yeah.
buy them? And I was like, oh wow, like, it's we all obviously, we're not like crazy old or like we're young. We're teens. And it's funny to see how like the collections that our friends we were growing like 8 years ago, no one they don't want to do Pokemon, but we're still doing it, or we found it like, oh, this is good to sell. And we buy it and we're like, oh yeah, that card I traded you 8 years ago, yeah, I'll buy that and your whole collection for
Yeah.
$100. And they're like, oh wow, $100, that's a lot, but in reality it's a $200-$300 collection
Yeah.
that you're flipping. And it's good. And like when you say that out loud, like, oh, I'm buying at 200, selling at 300, it kind of sounds a little scammy, but it's like not really if you're considering, like, I know you're doing eBay. So you have
Yeah.
eBay fees, you have shipping, you have tracking, you have stamps, you have the gas it takes to go to the post office.
Yo. Yeah.
Yeah, you have all that type of stuff. So I don't, I very much like felt what you said. And
Yeah.
that's really cool. So, would you mind explaining what you're kind of doing right now? I know you said you're doing eBay, but
Yeah.
What are you doing?
So I've been selling mostly on eBay. I've been buying off of my friends, like that's mostly been my main thing, mainly one friend, but I'm trying to transition onto buying stuff online, like Facebook Marketplace and stuff like that. I actually got like a graded card off of Depop, which is kind of funny, which is like a clothing site, right? But I got it off there, and it's coming soon. I'm gonna flip that. But right now I'm just trying to buy as much as I can and have like a decent size like stock because I'm trying to do shows too because I feel like that's a really easy way to get into it and going. And there's also some like I've spent hours just like digging through old Facebook Marketplace listings near me and old eBay listings near me, and I find like every now and then I'll find like a gem where it's like yesterday I saw a collection that was like a bunch of V's, EX cards, stuff like that. But on the bottom right hand corner there was like a secret Mega Charizard card. And I was like, that's pretty cool. Let me see if I can get this collection for like $50. And so now I'm like trying to figure out if I can get that. So it's like it's a lot of work like scrolling online and stuff, but it's fun. I love it.
No, yeah, no, hunting is definitely fun. And no, I like what you said too um with like mine, and that's awesome that you're doing that. I need to get more on Facebook Marketplace
Yeah.
and eBay near me. But what was I going to say? But I love it. Reminds me. So there's a book called like Rich Dad Poor Dad. It's a very good like business book or like that type of book. Which the audiobook's like free on Spotify if you ever want to listen to it. I listen to that in the gym. But it says like they in that book they talk about there's this the author of the book. There was a market in some town in the U.S. I think it was Phoenix, and the town pretty much went ghost. Like no people were moving, and he was buying like 2-year old house listings at like 50% and then just
Yeah.
like keeping them for like 2-3 years, and the Phoenix turned back around. But I like what you said, kind of that reminds me of what you're saying right now. You're going through like a 2-month old Facebook post with no interactions on it. You come in, hey, I saw you're selling this for $75, but no one's interacted with you. I'll buy it for you right now at $50 cash. Meet me here. Like stuff like that is like, oh wow, like it's been sitting there forever. My friend Jerry, who I had a couple weeks ago, he talked about the same thing, like how that's kind of something that he's done and something that is very good, like just scrolling old Facebook posts or eBay or whatever, and that's really cool. Um, yeah, I love how you're doing eBay. Like I said, that's like how I started. I've transitioned a lot more now into in-person shows, which shows are cool. You say you're doing your first show soon, right? Like next.
Yeah. I think like either like mid-April or like late April, something like that.
Cool, cool, cool. It's local, right?
Yeah, it's local. It's near me.
Nice. Those are fun. That's what I do mostly
Yeah.
now. That and TCG Player, and then on eBay I have some stuff, but for me, the fees kind of like deterred me from like staying off that. I still think it's a great platform, and I still have my store up there and everything. But I mostly just offload like video games or just other like reselling stuff that I don't need anymore. Really, I put it on eBay, and I love it. It's always good to have the outlet too. Like I think I have some shoes or something on there right now.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But it's really cool. But shows are awesome. I mean, and you don't have to do anything like like you can have a fancy case or you can have whatever, and
Yeah.
it's obviously good to have those things. But here, let me see if I can find this photo. I have this photo all the time. I just probably need to like save it. Um, my first show was it November? Yes. I mean that was my setup. So if you're doing anything better than that,
Yeah.
you're doing good.
Yeah.
Um, get I don't know if you know of something that we do a lot here are those like the in the classrooms where it's like the teacher will put like the agenda for the week or whatever, and it's like one of
Yeah. Yeah.
those words. That's
Yeah.
what we use. You can buy them
Yeah.
for like less than $100 on Amazon. Like you can buy a small one. You don't even have to buy a big one if you're doing a low. It's like a 6-foot table, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like something small, tiny, and you just fill that up and you're chilling.
Yeah.
you keep that forever. Like I've had my cases for. I mean, I'm continue using my cases because they're great. But
Yeah.
that's that's super cool. Um, I don't know. I'm just gonna let's see what else. What else I was gonna say, but okay here. But yeah, no, that's super cool. Have you been to shows before, or like, or is this gonna just be like your true, like your very first thing, like ever?
Yeah, this is gonna be like the most like real experience I've had with it. I've been to like one small one when I still did Magic, but that was like when I was kind of little. So I'm like really excited to go to this one because I'm trying to like buy cards. I'm trying to like at like 80% ish, and then also just like build up my stock, sell as much as I can. And I'm really looking for like one card in specific or two, like one or two. One of them's a Gengar VMAX because it's my little brother's like dream card. That's
Yeah,
kind of like why I started because it was I promised him I'd get him the card when it was like $100, like the alternate art, and
yeah,
now it's like 600 or like up to 1,000 for a PSA 10. So I've just been working towards that.
yeah. That's great. I know I need to be on the lookout for that this weekend. I saw a bunch. There was a bunch. All the ones that I saw were like PSA 10.
Yeah,
I didn't get to walk around a lot on the shows, but it's a beautiful art. It's a beautiful card.
yeah,
Um, and that's super cool. So is Pokemon big? You're East Coast, right? You said like
yeah,
Pennsylvania,
yeah.
right?
Near that, I've been more like towards the coast, so like I mean, it's kind of like not that landlocked yet, but near that.
Cool. I was gonna say like, is Pokemon big in your area, or is it like kind of underground?
It's kind of hard to tell because I live in an area where it's like people are mostly doing like magic stuff for all like the new card games. There's like Flesh and Blood a lot, stuff
Mhm.
like that. But there's no really like there's like one or two Pokemon circles, but it's mainly like either old people trying to dish off their old cards or it's like really young kids who are like in seventh grade or something who are just like have collected in the past because it's like Pokemon's what you do as an elementary school kid. Yeah. And I actually met with someone earlier today because I was trying to. It was someone who was friends with my little brother, and he sells cards too. So I thought it was like a interesting opportunity if I could get him to like trade for a bunch of other cards from his friends who like have like old collections that they don't use anymore, and then like I'll like buy them off him. So I'm just trying to get like
Yeah,
card
growing
collections
your
I need
circle.
back in. Yeah.
There you go, man. You're running it. You'll be running the town in like a year or two with the Pokemon.
Yes.
That's awesome. Um, that's really cool. I what was I gonna say? Um, cool. So yeah, first show. That's super cool that you're doing that. And so you said so your little brother. What grade is your little brother in? Because I have a little brother too.
Yeah.
He's the one that I do it with.
He's in seventh grade, I think. He's 12 years old, so he's kind of young, but
That's cool. That's definitely use that. I'm connected. My high school is connected to an elementary school, so
gotcha.
I go there. I think I'm buying something off the kid this week. Maybe I don't know yet.
Yeah,
It's yeah, I don't know. I've been kind of busy, but that's really cool. That and it's like those places that people just want to get rid of. That's where you find those opportunities.
yeah,
Um, but So I like what you said about the the VMAX,
yeah,
because for me, like that's something that I've always wanted. Not like that card specifically, but something that
yeah,
I always think is great. Like I don't PC a lot. I know
yeah,
you said something about your personal collection on your one of your reels, I
yeah.
believe. So what does your kind of PC look like, or what
So
do you like to collect yourself?
I really like XY era cards, like full art GX or full art EXs. I do some GX cards. I mainly do like Rainbow GX and stuff like that. I don't really like keep modern cards unless I really like the art. But if a card is like damaged or I buy a collection off of someone and it's like I got a bunch of stuff from my friend and I had this like full art Jolteon EX that was like kind of cooked on the back. It would sell for like $10, but like eBay fees, right? I'm not going to be able to sell that for and make profit. So I just put it in my binder and now it's like something I can just keep. So I've been kind of building that up and it's like I have a bunch of pages now, just like leftovers from collections, and it's all cards I love. It's really cool.
That's really cool.
Yeah,
That's awesome. I like a lot of like the older like EX era stuff,
yeah,
like Blastoise and um all that type of stuff, like 2006.
yeah,
Which is that's really cool. And I for me, I also love tag teams because that's how
yeah,
my story is kind of like I came back into tag teams. So
yeah,
I love tag teams a lot. Um, but yeah, that's awesome. So something that you said before um, was that you want to have it in, like have your own shop or something
yeah,
like get a brick and mortar. So that's like a physical shop, right?
yeah,
Cool, cool, cool. So what is your, because I like I said before, I have the same like passion, same dream. I want to
yeah.
open a shop here in Nashville. What is your like what inspired that passion for you or like what inspired that dream for you?
I think I first got like the idea and knew that's what I wanted to do when I was like 13-ish, and when I was still playing other card games. I went to a local card store for the first time. The one near me is called the Portal, and it was this really cool shop, and I was just getting into Magic the Gathering, and I was like the height of the shelves at that time, and so I was just like looking at all these cards and the people behind it, and I was just like, I really want to either work here or make my own. And it's like I'm too young to like I could work there, but it's just like with school and stuff it's kind of like rough like that. But so I've always wanted to like start my own after that. And I don't think it's going to be where I am right now. It's going to be like wherever I end up after college. But I'm going to college for like business and stuff like that, like marketing, economics and stuff like that. So like I'm just trying to get a head start with this selling stuff.
No, that's cool. That's awesome. And that's great. And for me, like kind of the same thing. I came into my first card shop. I was 13.
Yeah,
Or was it 13? I might have been 13 or 12. I don't remember. Or no, it would have been pre-COVID. So it was 5 years ago. I would have been 11.
yeah,
And I went into my local game store, which is the next. It's a place called here called Next Level Games,
yeah,
and I came in there, and immediately my mind was like, "Whoa! Like,
yeah,
what is this? Like,
yeah,
this is so cool. I didn't know places like this could exist." Like, and the immediate connection that I had with it, I was like, "Yeah, this is what I want to do. Like,
yeah,
this is the type of store that I want to own." Um, Obviously I didn't know that I wanted to run a business at that time, but
yeah.
now for me it's like, oh shoot, like yeah, this is what I want to do. Like I want to run this business.
Yeah,
uh, and for me it's like it's great, and obviously there's a bunch of money in the space too, so that's kind of what got the ball rolling for me with that. And yeah, the very same thing where I was like, what the heck is this?
yeah,
And that's that's great. I want to have one here, but for me, I want to franchise it. So like I want to have one here in Nashville, and then I want to have one in different places, and just kind of make it all over.
yeah,
And it's just yeah, like that same exact feeling. And it's funny now because now I'm starting to do my own shows with my friend Abe,
yeah,
who's kind of like my big like my business, my big brother, my business buddy here
yeah,
with the Pokemon stuff, and we're starting to run our own shows. And the next level games, the card shop, they want to have tables at our show. So now it's like
yeah,
whole first circle moment where it's like, whoa, like I want you guys like introduce me to this world. Now I'm having you guys at my show. Like it's
yeah.
just wow, this is crazy.
That's
Um,
wild. Yeah,
and it's just a full circle thing. And it's just I enjoy doing it. And it's fun, good money.
yeah,
And I like what you said. Like, obviously, we're still high school, we're still 16. And, school's a lot. Like, school's a full time thing. And
yeah,
for me, I don't necessarily know if I don't think I really want to go to college after school, just because I'd rather start, like, doing, like, traveling and stuff, like
yeah,
conventions and stuff like that.
yeah,
Um, which is fine. I mean, like, I have other people in my life who have done businesses and stuff, and they help me with that. Um, but it's yeah. So hopefully one day we'll be at Collecticon and we'll see each
yeah,
other's tables and we'll be like, remember when we were those 16-year-olds who had no idea what we
yeah.
were doing? Um, and
That would be crazy. Yeah,
yeah, it'll be great. I'm looking. extremely forward to it. And yeah, I mean, like, for example, like this guy, I picked up this guy this weekend, and
Yeah.
it's like something I want to allude to here is, and kind of a big thing that I want to have, like for this podcast, is just alluding to the whole fact and like being like this is a real thing, you know, like you see
Yeah.
those like, you know, you see those the reels or the TikToks or whatever, the shorts or the short form of like those kids are like, oh yeah, I started an online store and boom,
Yeah.
I have my Lambo, and
Yeah.
it's like wow, you know, like oh how can I do that? And for me, it's like I'm gonna get there doing Pokemon. Like why not?
Yeah.
Like that's very much what I want to do, or card collecting, card selling, because I sell Magic, I sell Lorcon, I sell all that stuff.
Yeah.
But like it's just bam here, and it's funny because obviously this was last weekend was really good for me, um, and like I got stuff like this, and you know this is like I think like a $330 slab or something like that,
Yeah.
and it's like um it's like when I tell that to one of my friends at school, they're like, "What? No, there's no way you're joking," you know. And I guess my question
Yeah.
to you would be like how are you, like do you keep it like to yourself? Well, obviously you're buying collections from your friends, so I guess that it's not really like hidden or whatever. But
Yeah.
what's kind of like your experience with that? Like you know, going to school and stuff like that, and you being like, "Yeah, I sell Pokemon cards."
Yeah. So it's kind of like it can be awkward at times where it's like I'll be in the hallway, like I'm sitting in the main hallway, like on the senior couches, with like my friends, and I'll be like flipping through like his collection and seeing like the stuff that I want to pick out and stuff like that. And I'll have like my other friends walk up to me and like, why are you guys like playing with Pokemon cards when I have like a $400 card in my hand? And I'm just like, it's kind of hard to explain to them that it's like you can't really like reason with them because it's always just going to be like, you're doing Pokemon, like that's all you can do. But I was at lunch with my friends and I showed them my eBay receipts and they were like, okay, yeah, like
Yeah,
yeah, I guess you can make money off of it.
yeah,
It was pretty crazy. And I hit today I was in the car. I was coming back from a college tour actually. Um and I looked at my thing and I saw that I hit $900 profit in sales. I've been doing this for like a little less than a month, like 3 weeks, two
that's
weeks.
crazy.
Yeah, and I was just like I was sitting with my mom and this was like it was just like an emotional moment because that's like more than like my initial goal. If you saw my Instagram was 1.5K profit, and I'm already like more than halfway there. So it just feels like it feels kind of crazy. Like I don't know, it's kind of like surreal, but I just do with my friends when they are like when they say stuff like that because I know I'm like doing what I care about.
Exactly, yeah, and I think that's great. What you're doing, what you care about, and not
Yeah,
letting what other people say rob you of what you want to do. And
yeah,
yeah, no, like just also like congratulations on hitting that.
yeah,
It's awesome. I was not there within my first like I didn't start seeing money in this until really December.
yeah,
Or yeah, December is probably when I started seeing like consistent success, like a couple months in. And I guess I was just doing something wrong, or I wasn't putting enough money into it, or I don't know.
yeah,
But where you're going right now is like crazy. It's good.
yeah,
I'm happy for you, and like congratulations on that again.
yeah,
And you'll see that once you it's just gonna start rolling. Like it
yeah,
starts quick. Like stuff is quick. Like most of the shows, like I had a show last weekend, obviously, and it's like most like I'm picking up a card, I have it for 20 minutes, sold, boom, 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 like it's
yeah.
just boom, boom,
Like
boom, like just crazy, crazy stuff. You list a card and then you look. This happened to me last night where I listed like a stack of half my cards. I look like 10 minutes later and half the stuff's already sold, and I'm like,
yeah,
I just put this on here. Like I'm gonna run out of
yeah,
inventory like super fast, and that's just how it rolls. That's how it works here,
yeah,
and it's humbling in a way, because it's like yeah, and it's crazy, and obviously those emotional moments for me, like sometimes it'll be like you know it's 1 a.m. or 2 a.m. and I'm listing cards still on TCG Player, and I'm just looking and like I'm like then I take a break and I'm like wow, like a year ago or like even like 6 months ago I would have thought of me doing this, I would have been like what the heck are you doing, Rocco?
yeah,
But now it's like we're here, we're having a good time, we're having fun.
Yeah.
Um, and it's great. I and I enjoy doing it. Like you said, like it's fun. Like it's fun having like that guy or this guy. This was kind of like a guilty. Was it a trade or a buy? Well, it was like a partial trade, partial buy.
Yeah.
I traded it for a slab. I wanted to get rid of. But this guy, like I love this guy.
Yeah,
So
that's beautiful.
and especially in the case too, it's a slab mag. I think it is. It's like a
Yeah.
magnetic case, and it was like it's just so smooth. But like I enjoy like I see this every day. Like I see this, it's in my vending case. And I see it and I'm like, wow, like that's just really cool. I collected what I like, but at the same time, once this sells, it sells. So it's
Yeah.
just like it's just
Yeah.
cool. Um cool stuff, cool things. But
Yeah.
yeah. I I guess so we touched on that. I guess the stigma, I guess you can say.
Yeah.
And what I was gonna say now is, like they might think about like, wow, like you said, you show them the receipts and like, okay, wow, like it's legit.
Yeah.
Um, and now, just about now, like about 4 months in, really 3 month, November, yeah, about like 4 months or no, like 5 months in. Now people are starting to be like, oh wow, so you're doing your show, Rocco, like good job, like you're doing, like they
Yeah.
understand it now.
Yeah.
And you're gonna be there in no time.
Yeah.
People will see, and it's great. And
Yeah.
just like be humble about it. You don't want to try
Yeah.
to build stuff because the more attention you drag to yourself, obviously like with social media and stuff like that, that's different.
Yeah.
But I feel like I'm talking a lot. I
No, you're good. You're
I'm
good.
just
Yeah.
I'm just trying to talk at the thing. If there's
Yeah.
anything like you want to say or anything, like please
Um.
interrupt me. But
Yeah. So I was on the humble thing that you said, like trying to be like low key about it. It was I hit like I think my first sale was just like a card that I had pulled before. It was like an SAR or something like that, and I listed it and I got my first sale, and then it just kept on going, and so I was at like $600, like not profited, but I was like $600 like sold,
mhm.
and that's not excluding any fees and stuff like that, and so I was really proud of myself, and I was thinking like, hey, I can show people this, but then I was like, like they're not doing the same thing that I can, so I don't want to be like rude or anything. But like it feels good. You gotta just gotta keep it to yourself. Like it feels good to work hard, but you can't be like showing off or anything like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true, and let the fruits of your labor be the pieces.
Yeah.
Let them speak for themselves. Let them, like I'm I feel bad saying this, but I don't drive yet. I have my permit,
Yeah.
but I don't drive yet.
Bro,
And
same. It's all good. It's chill. I
so,
don't either. It's
yeah,
chill.
okay. But like I'm trying to by the summer. This summer I'm gonna get my license,
Yeah.
and there's a show that happens during my birthday, and I've
Yeah.
kind of made the thing with myself like, hey, um, by this show, like after this show this weekend, I'm gonna get my first, like I'll buy my first car.
Yeah.
Um, and it's like a hard goal that I've set. Like, excuse me,
You're good.
um, a hard goal that I've set for myself, and it's like once I get to this point, I'm gonna get my car,
Yeah.
and now I have to build up my inventory to that point. So
Yeah.
I'm not gonna cash out completely, but I'll probably sell like a good maybe like half of what I have
Yeah.
and just like use that to buy a car, which is kind of crazy to think about. Like,
Yeah.
oh, I bought my car with Pokemon, but that's what I'm, like when you pull up in that car, or
Yeah.
when you have that, that nice pair of shoes, or
Yeah.
or you keep yourself with a perceive like upright posture or whatever,
Yeah.
and people are like, oh wow, like that guy's gone places. Like let that speak to um the success and the grind
Yeah.
as instead of Pokemon or not in Pokemon, instead of like you bragging like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
I made $130 today on eBay, like
Yeah.
and like it gets annoying for people. I've had
Yeah.
people, I was like that, and people told me straight up like, Rocco, it's annoying. I'm like, okay, I'll shut up. And
Yeah.
then I started shutting up and I saw actual results. So
Yeah.
that's kind of that's like my 2 cents on it.
Yeah. On that like goal part that you said where you have like that hard goal, like in these 5 months, have you had any point where you like wanted to quit or like thought about giving up or even like actually gave up at one point?
Not actually giving up, but
Yeah,
yeah, literally I to be completely honest with you, yeah, sometimes I just don't want to do it and I
yeah,
have to push myself through it. And usually it's in between shows because I live off shows. I love shows so much. It's just a vibe. And it's kind of funny. We're not funny. It's kind of, I feel bad saying it, but like during, mostly like in the middle of podcasts sometimes, like
yeah,
I'll, like my brain just like shuts off and it's like, I don't want to do this no more. Like Rocco, just stop. Like, what
yeah,
the heck are you doing? And it's like, I have to push through. And sometimes staying up till 11:30, editing tomorrow's reel or listing stuff on TCG Player or listing stuff on eBay or crunching the numbers for post show or doing a spreadsheet. Like that stuff sucks. Like you don't want
yeah,
to do that. I just want to stroll up and buy fancy cardboard. Like that's all I want to do.
yeah,
But the process that it takes to get up to that point takes a lot of work.
yeah,
Uh, and post office, like you think like I'm sure you've been to the post office, countless times this week
yeah, yeah,
already. It's like, it's just, um, it's like, you don't necessarily want to do it, but then
yeah,
what kind of turns around is I'm now good friends with the people at the post office. Like they know my name and they already
yeah,
know. They're like, okay, Rocco, cheapest with tracking, I got you. Like
yeah,
they just already know like what I'm doing.
yeah,
And that's kind of what it is. And also like so another thing is like putting my money where my mouth is. Like
yeah,
I say I'm a hard worker. I say I want to be on the grind. I say I want to be a
yeah,
millionaire by 25 or whatever. And for me it's like, no, okay, then you want to do it, put your head down and start working. So
yeah.
that's kind of for me. I don't know. Did that help? I don't know.
Yeah, it was. That feels like I. There were times when like in this last like couple weeks. I know it sounds like weird because I've only been doing it for a little bit, but like last night I was in a random like hotel in the middle of Pennsylvania. It was like it was just me and my mom, and I was looking. I was selling like I got 2 orders that day, and I was feeling down. I looked at my inventory. I saw it was like I don't have much inventory because I just started. I have
Yeah.
like 22 cards listed right now. I've been selling like 5 a day.
Mhm.
Um, and I was just like, is this even gonna work out? And it's like there was a point where because I started this off by buying a collection off my friend that
Mhm.
I didn't have the money for. So I was like, I bought the collection off of him. I bought $30 worth of cards, and then I bought $150 worth of cards, and I did not have the money for it. I was just like, I'm gonna grab this stuff. I'm going to bring it home. I'm gonna list it, and then I'm gonna tell my mom later, and I'm gonna be like, hey, I'll pay you back. I need cash for school tomorrow to give to my friend. And my mom was like, that's kind of weird. Do you have the money to pay me? And I showed her my eBay. She's like, I'm proud of you. Like, I'll like you can have the money. Just pay me back. And it was like I took that risk, and even if I was feeling down, it was like I just got to keep on like going through it and doing what I've been doing. But
Yeah.
that was some really good advice you gave. Thank
No,
you.
that's great, and I love that story. Well, mom,
Well, that's
praise.
not that part, but
No, I know, but praise God for moms, bro. Like, cause
yeah,
my mom last night I was up, like she wanted me to go to bed early, and I was like, oh my god, like at the time she wanted me to go to bed, I'm like, I just almost am done with this reel. Please
yeah,
let me finish editing it. And she's like, fine.
yeah,
And I if it makes you feel any better, like starting money like without money, and I started from zero. I
yeah,
literally started with a binder, like not even like a paid, like probably like 20 cards that I just
yeah,
pulled from my collection and I just listed them on eBay. And ever since then, I've just been, hopefully, I've been, you know, trying to invest it. And actually, before that, what really started, I saw it was Christmas of, it was Christmas 2 years ago.
yeah,
And I was given a Pokemon mystery box, like those cheap Pokemon mystery boxes on Amazon.
yeah, yeah,
And I was like, I can make that. So that's what
Yeah.
I ended up doing. I poured about $300 of my money that I had saved for my car or for my future car,
Yeah.
from working as a grocer at Publix. I have two jobs that I work,
Yeah.
um, and it flopped. Like none of it. It all the two that $300 went down the drain pretty much,
Yeah.
and it was. That's why I don't really count that as the start. I mean, I guess it's kind of the start, but I didn't really start taking it seriously till like October, like November of this year,
Yeah.
because once I started, um, that's when I started taking it serious. Um, and I had to build up. I was in the bread $300 more than you were, with that what
Yeah.
150 or whatever that you said,
Yeah.
and I was able to do it. And you break even, and then it's in the green. And yeah, I mean, it's a great story, and it's gonna you have to start somewhere.
Yeah.
And it reminds me of I know this is like not related to Pokemon at all, but I'm also a
Yeah.
big music person. And it reminds me very similar of Travis Scott's story, that he says, where he was like lying to his parents about like, hey, I need money for college, but he's in LA or New York doing music.
Yeah. Yeah.
And at the beginning, like once they figured out, they cut him off, but then like look where he is now, one of the
Yeah.
biggest trapper rappers, whatever you want to say, in
Yeah.
the world. And he forgave his parents, and he was like, hey, I understand that you guys didn't understand that at the time, and it's, I shouldn't have lied to you guys, but here, like, let me repay you guys for everything that you did. So I
Yeah.
very much like enjoy what you've said in that story, and it's great.
Yeah.
Um,
On what you said about like the risk taking, like what you just said about like Travis Scott and stuff like that. I actually have like one more like kind of funny thing that just happened actually. I was I was waiting for the podcast to start. I was scrolling through like Facebook listings and I kept on trying to like be like, hey, can I get this? But if you send too many messages in an hour, um, it blocks you from asking for deals on Facebook Marketplace. So every time like I have to wait like a day to have it reset. But I was doing that, and so I was like, okay, I'm just gonna stop doing that right now. I went right over to eBay, and then I started scrolling, and I found this listing for like a card that I was like looking for. It was one that you actually picked up recently. I think you showed me. It was this Gyarados, like the shiny Gyarados with the gold
yeah,
border.
that's nice.
Yeah,
I have it downstairs. It's
yeah,
not in the case. All my stuff's still in my room from last week.
yeah. I had one of those previously. I sold it already at like $50, so it was like half market price, but it was like it sold very quickly. And so I saw this other one, and it was listed with two other cards for this for like $80-$90, and I was like, okay, bet. And so I was like, I started negotiating. I got it down to 65 plus another $20 card. And I was like, all right, bet, let me send the offer real quick. He was like, okay, sure. And I sent it and my card got declined. I was like, what's going on? And it was I didn't have enough money in my account for that. All my stuff is in eBay. So it's like everything's being flipped back into my account, like it's in transaction right now. And
Yeah.
so like I wanted to be like, let me take the risk and just buy this collection, go down to zero in my account, but I did not have any. So it was like I was about to take that jump and go down to zero, but it was like I that I couldn't. Like
Yeah, yeah. That's crazy. And I literally had the eBay expedited payment or
yeah,
wherever I feel that. And I had the same story this weekend. And it was the special delivery. There's a special here. Let me pull this up. PSA 10 special delivery Pikachu. Okay. Let's go. Boom. All this time. Let me share screen. Bam. This guy.
yeah,
Right here. I this weekend I'm actually talking. It is not $9,999. This guy right here.
yeah,
I have the opportunity to pretty much buy one,
yeah,
and or no. This is a different story. I'm thinking of a different story. I'll get to this one later.
yeah,
But let's see. Same thing. There's this guy who pulled up to my booth at the National, or not national, the Lighthouse card show, the first card show I did, and he had the Sylveon, the Sylveon VMAX PSA 10.
Oh, the alt art
Yeah,
from
he had
Evolving.
the alt-art, not Sylveon, Espeon.
Oh shit! Yeah. Okay.
I'm sorry, I am
You're good. You're good.
here. Bam.
Yeah.
We'll put this guy up here. Bam. And then he had PSA 10. One. Bam. Okay, he had these two. So his first one was this guy that he had.
Yeah.
Right?
That is. Yeah.
And I think he was doing it for $550.
Yeah.
And then he had, oh well, not in this condition or this thing, but he had this PSA 10, not CGC. We do not
Yep.
like CGC. We like PSA.
Yeah.
He had those in those two cards.
Yep.
And he told me, he was like, oh, hey, buy, I want to sell both of these, blah, blah, blah. And I started negotiating with Ray. And he shot me a number, right? He was like, buy both of these. I'll do, if you want to buy one of them, I'll do 80%. So I did the 80% because I really want the Espeon, because a goal that I had for that weekend was have a $500 or more slab, because that's the range that I'm trying to get into. And he was like, oh yeah, blah, blah, blah. And then we started talking, and he's like, if you buy both of them, I'll do 70%. I was like, oh, shoot, are you for real? And he's like, yeah, I'm for real. I was like, okay, cool. I'm crunching the numbers, and I look at my Wells Fargo account. I don't have enough. I'm like, shoot, let me check my Venmo, because people have been paying me Venmo all day. I'm taking Venmo, I'm taking PayPal. And I literally had to do I was like, okay, I was expediting the Venmo stuff, so it'll transfer in 5 minutes. So I'm trying to stall the trade so that I can do this, blah, blah, blah. And I have all the money. I'm like, okay, bet, let's do it. And he's like, actually, no, I want 80%. And I'm like, no, I can't do that. And he left. So I was like, bro, are you it was crazy, but very similar thing. I was going to go down to zero for it.
Yeah.
But kind of happy that I didn't, because now I have the opportunity to buy this guy, which is one of my friends. His name's Victor, has the special delivery Pikachu.
That's awesome. Yeah.
This guy, and I really want to buy it because it's obviously it's like he has it for $850. And I'm looking very forward to having it. I'm probably I have a slab that he wants, so we're gonna trade it, bring it down a little bit, and then maybe I can do a little negotiation. But the goal is for that. I'll have that guy. There's another guy that I know in the community that has a Bubble Mew for $850.
Yeah.
So my plan is buy the special delivery Pikachu pretty much discounted, because I'm trading a slab, and then trade the special delivery into a Bubble Mew.
Yeah.
And then sell the Bubble Mew, because Bubble Mews are more liquid. And that's the short-term plan that I'm trying to think. But same thing, I don't know if I'm going down for zero, because still all the stuff hasn't come in from this weekend. It'll probably come by Wednesday. But same thing, where it's that going down to zero story, which is scary. But at the same time, I know now where I'm at a point in this where I can pretty much go zero on this business, and I'm not super affected. In my normal life, I probably won't be able to buy a car until next year probably, but I'm not crazy affected. I could pretty much dip and liquidate everything and be fine. Which obviously I don't want to do, because it's too fun. But that's my little going to zero tangent. I'm sorry
you're good.
A lot. I hope that good.
Yeah. I'm probably gonna actually go try to negotiate that, set down to 45 later, and then buy that, because that's what I'm thinking of doing. The only thing I can see the problem is I'm also buying this collection off my friend. I told you about this. It was a Mega EX collection. It had a full art Mega Aggron EX, which is $80 listed in that condition on eBay. He had
Hmm.
a shiny Mega Gengar card that's like 60, and he has like a Mega Steelix full art that's like 30. And so I bought all that for 90. So, or I'm going to buy it all for 90. Um, and so that's like my plan. So I either can buy this Gyarados collection or like go follow or like go do that quicker because he already locked that for me. I'm just like it kind of like depends if I'm like trying to like stall that off because I know the Mega EX market and how like quickly those sell is either gonna like drop really quickly or go back up again because Mega EXs are coming back and that's why I've been selling them quickly.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, for me, yeah, I mean, it just depends. Like, you have the guy, who has already locked in for you.
Yeah.
Um, and it's stuff you've sold before, at least the Gyarados, right? So
Yep.
you already have a reputation, and you sold it earlier this week, so you know that stuff
Yep.
is going to sell easy. And then it's just a matter of time of turning that into something that you're for the mega stuff.
Yeah.
And I mean, for your friend, like he's always going to be there, like that's what I'm thinking. But this guy might change his mind. Um, but it just depends. And sorry, with the mega market, it's funny. I had a mega Steelix. Like I don't know where it's at now, but I sold it at $10. I bought it
Yeah.
at 8. I sold it at 10. Like it was
Yeah.
like $2 flip. Um, but I'm sure now it's like crazy. So I haven't touched
Yeah.
any of them because I know my friend Jackson who like he's crazy. Like he's like one of my big inspirations in this game too because
Yeah.
within a year he has like 100K inventory now.
That's
Um,
insane. Yeah.
yeah, and he's been doing it for about a year and a half, and he told me that he was like, with what you're doing right now, like keep it up, you'll be at 40K within a year, which is what I was
Yeah.
at. So that's kind of my goal. Like, okay,
Yeah.
I gotta push on for a year so I can have some ponchos or whatever.
Yeah.
Um, and he had the mega the Mega Groudon, the Mega Kyogre,
Yep.
the Mega Rayquaza,
Yep. Yeah.
and there's one more. It's four of them. It's pretty much like the modern day like Arceus God, like Gold God, like God set
Yeah.
with
Yeah. Yeah.
The Giratina, the Arceus or
Yeah.
Arceus, the Dialga, and the Palkia. But it's pretty much that from the XY era, all gold.
Yep.
And that stuff, I think he told me he bought them at like 2K, and they jumped up to like 4K this
Yeah.
weekend. He sold them.
It's crazy.
And it's just like stuff like that's crazy. I have some plays like that where I have cards I'm keeping on to, which actually I will tell. Let's do this little tangent here. So the what the heck? I don't care about that thing. All right, these guys. Over the weekend, I met a guy who has, and I just sold this card today, which was funny. Has these guys
Yeah.
all the amazing Celebes, or not
Yeah.
Celebes, but this line of cards. So there's like a
Yeah.
Zacian, there's a Celebi,
Yep.
there's a Zamazenta, there's a whole bunch that, and then also the well, yeah. So like you have the shiny Rayquaza, which is like
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
most expensive one. He has those, and then he has, if I can find it, these guys, the shining stuff,
Yeah.
all old XY shinings,
Yeah.
and he has them all PSA 10. And he told me
That's
it's
great.
like that's like the next thing because the amazing rares they're good. They go for like $45 a PSA 10, and he said like just hold on to those for like a year or two, and they'll be
Yeah.
amazing. And he even said like the shining Lugia,
Yeah.
which is like of the XY stuff. He said like that's the most expensive one. I think it's at like 375 right now. And
Yeah.
he's like in PSA 10. He told me he was like have that like keep that for a couple years. That card should be like 2 grand.
Yeah.
Uh,
So I funny like part on that, the collection I bought from my friend actually had a whole set of those in it.
oh
So I
really?
got, like you said, I got none of them graded, but I got the Shining Lugia, like you were just talking about. I
Mhm.
got the Shining Rayquaza, and I got a bunch of the other like little shinies. So I have those like kept like away. I have a full set of Amazing Rares, not graded, but I just got them in another collection. I'm keeping those away. But he has like two more that he doesn't want to sell me because of nostalgia, and they're like two of the ones that I want. It's like the Shining Mew, which is like 70 right now, and like I want them to like either sell right now or hold on to, but he's firm. So they're really good investment right now.
No, that's something that I'm thinking of that is gonna pop. And I might snag. I might once I make this like special delivery move,
Yeah,
if it works. And I make the Bubble Mew, and then I sell the Bubble Mew. I'll probably buy those,
yeah,
or do something. But
yeah,
that's kind of what I'm thinking right now. Definitely market, because it's like it's our generation of the gold stars, pretty much.
yeah.
Which gold stars are also going crazy right now.
Yep,
And like crystals,
yep,
like that type of stuff, which is just, excuse me, which is just it's just those guys should be up soon.
yeah,
And it's just like market plays like that.
yeah.
Which leads me, what are some market plays that you're thinking that are going to happen?
All
Like what?
right. This is actually like I have a couple that I think are gonna like go like a bit like skyrocket. I told you about this. I want to buy a bunch of Paldean Fates stuff once the reprint hits, because I remember, I don't know, like maybe half a year ago, I was scrolling on Amazon and I saw Paldean Fates ETBs for 35 each on discount, which is crazy. They're like 120 now. And that's a pretty big jump. And we know like the Bubble Mew's good. We know the Charizard is good, and so we know that this set can have value. But I'm just gonna buy a decent amount of it once it's reprinted, and then go from there. And then I think another thing I was looking at was a lot of like XY era stuff, because most of like that was when I grew, like that was when I was growing up, and so it was like full art megas and these like all these cool cards and like the secrets, and I've been able to flip like every single black and white and XY card that I've had for like even heavily played. I can flip them for 50, and so it's just really interesting to see like how even right now earlier today I sold an Espeon EX like damaged, like it had a crease in the corner full art, and I sold that for $20, and it was just like, it's really like, I think that's going to keep going up as like we get more EX cards, and so that's like one thing I'm really looking at.
Yeah, I think that's great, and that's definitely true. Like XY, there's another friend of mine in the community. His name's Lucky, same age as us, or
Yeah,
he just turned 17, so he's older than us. But he like same stuff. Like we all think like the old like early XY, like that's when we started collecting. That's like our like nostalgia, and those guys are moving fast. I
yeah,
had What did I have this weekend? I don't think I had the Gary. Oh
yep,
well, it's not XY, but I had a tag team. Tag teams are also something that me and my brother are holding on to.
yep.
We actually have a Mega Sableye Tyranitar, the alt art.
That's
Um,
very
that's
interesting.
like, because it's he literally bought it at our game store when it was like $5, and
That's
now
wild.
the alt art raw is like, I think like 140, 150, and
That's crazy.
rated PSA 10, which it's like a coin flip. We're praying it gets a 10. If it's a 10, it's like an $800 slab.
God damn,
Uh,
yeah,
so like for us, it's like that would be like the craziest return on investment like in the history of just
yeah,
ever. Because obviously we bought that at $5 and now it's 800 and something dollars. Um, and it's that's just one of our crazy plays that we're praying
yeah,
as well. I have some other stuff, like I have the Groudon
yeah,
getting sent in. I have a Umbreon, not a Moonbreon.
yeah.
The V, it's like the alternate V, not the one on the stairs, but it's like the one with Karen.
Oh yeah, from Brilliant Stars. I know what you're talking about. Yep.
And then I have the Kingdra Shrouded Fable promo, which is
Yeah,
like pretty much 10.
yeah,
Like those three are guaranteed 10s, and then the
yep.
Sableye Tyranitar is a coin flip that we're hoping
Yeah.
happens. Um,
Yeah.
so
That's awesome.
yeah.
You were Before you were talking about your plan moving forward. Um, is it chill if I say what my plan is and ask if it's like a good idea for you?
I was going to ask you the
Okay.
exact question. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, because I just want to get like your take on it, just to see if it's like, because I know you've been doing this for a while, so I just want to see if this is like, if you think this is a good move. So I'm gonna flip those Mega EXs like I told you. I'm going to get the Primal the Primal Mega Kyogre and Groudon
Mhm.
full arts.
The
So
guys,
those,
yeah, they
yeah. So
just pop.
my friend has one of my friends has two. He wants to send them into PSA. I don't know if he should do that, but I'm gonna try to cash him out for those. And then I have another friend who has like the non full arts and one full art, so
Mhm.
I'm gonna try to cash him out for those. And then once I flip those, my goal is to get, the kid I was talking about earlier, who was like the friends with my little brother.
Mhm.
Yeah. So he's been collecting for a little bit. He has the Stare Umbreon, like you said, in
Yeah.
mint condition. So it's just sitting like in his collection, and we were trying to negotiate down to like I was trying to do like 150 for it because it was like 225
So,
on
yeah, that's
on
what.
eBay. Like get a quick flip on that. And he also has this I don't have the money for this yet. He has a master set of Brilliant Stars,
Oh wow.
and which is like crazy. And with all like the total is like 2K something.
Mhm.
Like it's a crazy set right now. But I plan to buy that off him after I do all those transactions. Do you think that's like a good play right now?
Yeah, no, I think that's great. What I would say too is if you could do that all before your show, the show that you have,
Yeah.
I think that's great. And then come into the show with a little bit of inventory, like buy like one of those little cases on Amazon. I'll send you the link after.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Um, like buy one of those little cases and then just like come in with a little bit of inventory and then just
Yeah.
like um, take a lot of stuff, buy some, start with like, you don't have to start slabs.
Yeah.
Singles are bread and butter. A lot of people say slabs is the way if you're doing shows. I'm trying
Yeah.
to transition more into shows, so I try to have a diversity
Yeah.
of slabs and singles, but have some singles, have some, like $50 to $100 slabs. I like to call those like economy slabs. Like
Yeah.
you think like economy flying or economy like
Yeah.
whatever. Like it's like that's what a kid with their birthday money can get. And it's
Yeah.
a nice PSA 10, it's that random Charizard, goofy looking Charizard full art from
Yeah.
151 in a PSA 10, which is like
Yeah.
probably $50.
Yeah.
And that they're like, oh wow, I got my Charizard in a PSA 10, and it's
Yeah.
just like those little like memory slabs for people, first slabs, um, and just stuff like that is good, like good moves if you're starting to vend.
Yeah.
But I think that's great. I think that's awesome. I haven't touched like a master set of anything.
Yeah.
One of my friends picked up 3 master sets last weekend, it was like Shining Star V,
Yep.
um, 151, and then it wasn't Evolving Skies. I think it might have been Brilliant Stars as
Yeah.
well. Um, I think it was,
Yep.
but I haven't touched master sets. But I think that's definitely a good move. I flip master sets on eBay easy, I assume.
Yeah.
Like master set of 151 for
Yeah.
whatever, or Brilliant Stars. I think that's great. That's
Yeah.
really that's really really cool. Um, but I think that's great. That's a great move
Yeah.
for you. And yeah. Sorry, let me text. Door 4. Sorry.
You're good.
Um, but yeah, no, I think that's a great move. I think something that I love that you're doing that I wish I did more of and that I do now. I kind of a little bit more is like you're just planning like every move. You're like, okay, plan one, move A, move B. All right, move B works, move C. Do this like you're like thinking like multiple steps ahead, which is great and something that I need to start doing and something I've been trying to do. And then also you being like you have a clear number of how much you did profit. Like I need to definitely be more strict with the spreadsheet, which I've done a pretty good job with it, but just need to be like, crunch numbers more. But I think what you're doing is great and how you're taking it very seriously. And it's awesome. You're doing like
Yeah.
really, really good. But
Thank you.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's great. And yeah, I love doing stuff like this. Like I said, I like helping people. Obviously, you said like I did. I haven't done it a long. Like
Yeah.
I've done nothing compared to what some of my friends have done.
Yeah.
I'm just someone that I like to network with people, and I have
Yeah.
friends who I enjoy talking with, and people that I enjoy doing. But
Yeah.
that's really cool. Yeah, that's what's your favorite Pokemon, by the way?
My favorite Pokemon. Um, that's low-key a great question, cause I don't like, cause I'm like new to the selling and stuff. I was out for a while from Pokemon and stuff like that, but I think Zeraora is like my pick. I don't know. He's kind of like it's kind of a niche Pokemon, but I like him a lot.
No, yeah.
And I'm trying to think of others that I actually like really love. I used to love Beware, like the really like the Sun and Moon era guy, because I like bought a collection box when I was like 10, and it had like I saw a move on it that said knock out your opponent's Pokemon instantly, and so I would carry this like jumbo card around with me everywhere because I was like, this is the shit, like this is like what I want, and I think so. I think those two are like my main pick, but I have like a couple others here and there, but you know.
No, that's cool. I have some niche favorite. Like I love Wooper and I love
Yeah.
Slowpoke. Those two guys are my favorite. I don't know why. Slowpoke, I love when he's just chilling on the boat.
Yep. Yeah.
I love that art. I
One
think
sec.
Good.
All right. All right. Sorry, I'm back.
No, you're fine. You're fine. Don't worry
All
about
right.
it. I'll probably wrap up soon since
Yeah. Yeah.
I know it's school night and it's
Yes.
like
Yes.
it's later for you than it is for me.
Yeah. Of
Which I appreciate your time
course, bro.
coming on, but that's really cool. I but I love Slowpoke. I love Wooper. I love all those tiny like little guys.
Yeah.
I was listing this Phalanx
Yeah.
on PCG Player, and it was the shiny vault one, the
Yeah.
little shiny vault,
Yeah.
and it was really really. I saw it, I was like, oh wow, this is a cool Pokemon.
Yeah.
Um, so I like Phalanx, and I like Pupple or Peel. I like some of the Ultra Beast stuff. Those guys are
Yeah.
cool, but that's super cool.
I
Um,
was I was about to say I missed something really obvious. So I'm CramCards, right? It means Cramorant
yeah,
if you look at my profile picture. Um, it's like I love Cramorant because I thought he looked stupid, and I was like, I can just C and C go together. So I was like, I'll just put this as my thing. But like
yeah,
as I continue going on, my goal card, there's this Cramorant promo card that is like I don't know if you've seen it,
yeah.
but it's just like really beautiful art. It's like 250 in a PSA 10. That is like my goal. Like that card is like if I can display that behind me during like videos, I think that would just be like
Yes. Where
that's my goal.
is it? Poke.
It's a Japanese exclusive promo. So
Yeah, I know exactly what
yeah.
you're talking about because nope. Okay, hold up. Let me scourge the Facebook groups really quick.
You're good.
Some of my friends have those cards. I saw that this weekend actually.
Yeah.
Um, I'll cut this out of the thing.
You're good.
Wait, who is this? What the heck? Gavin Buckner. Oh, I know this kid. This kid is interesting. Does he have my Steelix size? Hold on. No, he sold the Steelix. Interesting. Oh my goodness, I feel so bad. I'm trying to
You're good, man.
whole lot 300. Take it all for 200. Um, I know who has it. Oh my goodness.
You're good, man. Yeah, this is the loop I get stuck in, like scrolling through like
Well,
all
yeah, it's crazy with the Facebook group where so many people have so many cool cards.
yeah. Like I want all of them, but
Yeah, I'll have to if I see you or if I see that at a show, I'll have to pick it up.
alright, bet.
And
I'll buy it.
maybe we could do a buy or a trade. I'll pick it up for you.
Bet. Sounds good. Yeah, that's perfect.
Use my gotta help each other out. Oh, bam! Here it is.
God damn, yeah. Yeah.
He has both of them.
That's
I know
crazy.
who the guy is.
Intense too is nuts. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna PM here. Let me PM sent. I'm not gonna buy it. I mean, honestly, that would be like a stretch. I would go like dead broke for these sets.
Yeah.
I would sell it as a set.
It's
Um,
like those are like I don't know. I haven't seen them until like I looked up Kramer and because I needed a profile picture, I was like, what the hell is this promo? And I
yeah.
saw it selling for so much.
All right, there you go. Bam, sent a DM. If I see that, I will. If I can pick that up, I will be more than happy to do something with that.
Oh
Um,
yeah,
but that's super cool.
yeah,
I love that card. I was going to ask you like, what are some of your favorite cards, and obviously that could be one.
yeah,
For me, I love all the old, not old. Well, yeah, like I told you before, the old guys. With this guy too, I want an end goal for me is to have all the alt arts of
yeah,
all the GX tag teams black labeled.
yeah. That is awesome. Damn,
All right,
that's a beautiful card.
yeah. All right,
That is
hold,
crazy.
hold up. This guy just said, okay, hey Rocco, he said, hey Rocco, it's currently pending. If it falls through, I will let you know. Awesome.
That's crazy. I
Um,
don't even know what this guy said because it's like for that Gyarados deal because it's like an hour later. I'll try to lock it. I'll see what happens.
yeah, you got it.
I'll
Let's,
like I've lowballed someone so hard on Facebook Marketplace they've like blocked me. But like you just gotta like do stuff like that sometimes because if you can like get a deal, you know?
yeah, and for me, it's like the worst thing. Something that I go through with is the worst thing someone can say to you is no. Like,
Yeah, like
just ask. Like there's not. Maybe you send in that 40% deal, and you're like, oh, would you do this for it? And they're like, and you're like, this seems like such a legit scam, and they say, yeah, sure, why not? I need to
yeah,
get rid of the cards anyway.
yeah.
Um, and um, it's like, okay, cool. I guess that's what we're gonna do. But no, I definitely I think what you're saying is right, and that's really cool. All right, we are running. We're not running, but we're going over an hour, so I
Yeah.
will try to wrap stuff up. Um, do you before we wrap up? I'll ask maybe a question or two, but do you have anything before I start yapping more?
Nah, nah, you're good.
Yes. Okay. Cool. I obviously we've both done eBay in
Yep.
the past, and my question for you would be, what is what are some strategies that you use on eBay to maximize profits?
I mainly look like I've found so many like tips and tricks that I've gotten my stuff like out immediately. If you set like $5 under market, it puts your listing at the very top. You have to use keywords in your title. Like there's some stuff that you like need to use even if it's not in the card. Like I've put like XY stuff. I've said like vintage Pokemon and it sells out immediately because like people look up vintage and I'll be like, okay, this is cool. You have to use like keywords like that, like hollow, textured, XY era, like mint condition, stuff like that. And then also there's this weird section called categories where it's like you have to select the categories that the cards are in. And
Yep.
at first I didn't do that, and so I was like my stuff wasn't selling. And the second I put categories on, I was like Celebi, Gyarados, Groudon. It was off immediately because like they were searching for a Groudon, my stuff didn't pop up, but now it does. So like if you're gonna sell on eBay, that's one thing you really have to do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, that's true. And I remember categories, man. Like that stuff, like I would like tell you, like beginning of the school year, what I would spend on eBay, like eBay nights is scheduled listings. So how I would do
Yeah.
it, another thing for eBay is that, if you post like 5 listings a day, your store gets promoted.
Yep.
Um, and what I did is I would have like my set of 10 cards, right? And I would list, okay, these two go out Monday, these two go out Tuesday, these two go out Thursday, these two go out Wednesday, or et cetera, et cetera. Um, and that just pumped out, every day, pump, 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 pump
Yeah.
the store up. And that's another strategy I learned. So yeah, I remember categories.
Yeah.
I still do that from time to time. But yeah, that's super cool. I that's really cool. And for you, and another thing I would ask is how you you obviously just started, but what would be your kind of advice for people that want to just start?
Um, you don't need like a crazy amount of like stuff to sell. You can start off small. It feels like you're gonna be like running behind. You're not gonna have like a lot of stuff like to sell. You want more, but just like start small and build your way up to like. I know it's been 3 weeks. It sounds kind of dumb coming from me for being real. Like,
Yeah.
but I started at like 4 cars listed. I sold one, and then I was like, okay, bet. And I watched videos. I put more up. I bought some stuff. I kept on going, and what you got to do is just work through like there's gonna be this like period of time, like this is what I'm at right now, where you're gonna dump your like everything you have, like you're gonna dump your entire like balance in your bank into Pokemon cards. You're gonna buy collections and you're gonna list them, and they're gonna be selling, but then your payments are gonna be pending, and you're gonna have nothing in your account. Stuff has already been sold, and you're gonna want to do stuff like you're gonna want to buy more stuff, but you can't because you don't have the money on your thing yet. So you gotta get through those rough gaps. That's all you have to like focus on, like and
Mhm.
keeping your head down and working.
Yeah. No, that's true. And um you have to you have to work up towards that,
Yeah,
And there's stuff that you're gonna have those low points. Like I remember, your payout for the week is $20 and you want to buy, $100 worth of cards, and it's
yeah,
like I can't do that. And
yeah,
you just got to trust the process, and you got to trust the thing. Or you start the show. I do starting cash and ending cash, and I start the show with $500 cash, like physical cash, and I end the show with $50.
yep,
Like, dang, where did that go? But then you look online, you're like, okay, wait, never mind. The money is there still, but it's just not,
yeah,
I can't see it.
yeah,
Um, but yeah, no, it's that's definitely true. And TCG player orders sometimes, like, you think eBay payouts are bad. TCG player order out, like, you're lucky if your payout gets shipped on a weekly basis, or
yeah,
bi-weekly basis. Because for me, I get paid, last week was $26 and this week it's $86. And then I look, hey, I've made way more than $100 on TCG player.
yeah,
And I look at the payment and it's like, you have $250 left and like waiting to be paid out. I'm like, pay me my dang money, bro.
yeah, yeah,
I need that to turn into other stuff. And
yep,
it's part of the game. It's part of how it works, and that's just how it works. But yeah, I think that's very true, and just trust the process, and trust that things are going to go okay and in your favor, and that if you just work hard enough that you can achieve whatever you want.
yep,
um, and yeah, I think that's super true. But yeah, yeah. Do you have anything closing, or we can just do end it or anything?
No, I was gonna say thank you for having me. It means a lot, like
No, of
building
course.
the community. It was great. Yeah,
I love it, and I love doing it. Don't worry, like I'll keep on texting. Like I'll send you the stuff after this, and
yeah,
I enjoy, like, for me at like I have my close friends at school, but I'm texting. People are like, Rocco, why are you always on your phone? Like I'm always walking, like texting people on my phone. Like I'm texting
yeah,
people like you. I'm
yeah,
texting people like my friend A. I'm texting my mentor Tony, or like
yep,
my friend Jackson, or my friend Dylan, or I'm just always constantly texting people like, hey, how markets are moving. Oh, hey,
yeah,
this is a move that we need to do. Blah blah blah. Like, and for me, this is my sport. Like obviously,
yeah,
like do sports and stuff like that.
yeah,
But this is my hobby, not hobby.
yeah,
This is what I do. This is what I
yeah,
want to do, and I think that's great. And I think people like us should stick together, especially in this next coming generation. Um, with us, because give us 5 years, or give us not even 5 years, give us like 3 years, we'll both be 19, and we'll be able to do what we want. And but what I want to do, I want to take the whole Pokemon game by storm.
yeah,
So for me, that's just I'd rather build this connection now, so we could plan,
yep,
yo, you're going to be at Jersey Collecticon this weekend, and you'll be like, yeah, I'll be there. And then I'll be like, okay, bet, let's run it, let's
yeah,
kick it, and
yeah,
just let's have fun.
yeah.
And sell ponchos or whatever.
Dude,
But
I need like that's like my goal, like to have some of those like in inventory and be able to like deal stuff like that. That's just like the dream.
yes, that is definitely the dream, and that's what I think. And for me, I see it in stages. Like I see, like, okay, you have your let's see, what's like the high, you have your Moonbreon, right? or
Yeah.
no, you have your Bubble Mew or your
Yep.
151 Charizard.
Yep.
Then you turn that into a Moonbreon, and then you have your Moonbreon, and you turn that into, I don't know, a Poncho, and then you have your Ponchos, and you turn it or whatever. Like I see them in tiers,
Yeah.
and now I'm trying to get into that Bubble Mew tier, and it's and you'll be there. You'll be there. You'll look back, and you'll probably be farther than me in a couple months. Um, or like you're starting better than me, so you're gonna catch up to me fast.
All
Um,
right.
and it's just fun. Just wait till you start doing shows.
Yeah.
Um, and just keep on running eBay, man. And
Yeah.
everything you got that's like a cent card. If you buy stuff, I know what you're buying more is not like that, but put that on TCG Player and just
Yep.
watch it roll and just have fun with it. But yeah,
Yep.
no, that's definitely the goal, and we'll get there. One day we'll have a case full of crazy, crazy, crazy stuff.
Yeah.
Black
That's
label.
the goal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But thank you for
Right.
coming on. CramCards. Where can people find you? Obviously.
On Instagram and only Instagram really. So
And eBay. What's your eBay handle?
eBay is, I don't know off the top of my head, but it's in my bio. So if you guys find me there, then it's a quick link. Yeah.
All right, cool. Send me that, or I'll copy your bio. I'll put that into the
Yeah.
podcast.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah, of course, I got you. I still put my eBay thing in there, even though I don't have anything. I don't have cards on there anymore. I have video games and
Yeah.
stuff on there that I just sell.
Yeah.
But no, that's super cool. But thank you for coming on.
Of course, bro.
I appreciate you. Run up the Instagram, guys. Get this guy to 500 followers, 1K followers before I did. And that's something I was going to tell you. I had less than 100 followers for my first 3 months.
Yeah.
And then then stuff started happening, and I got to 500 followers. And what I was going to tell you is like, don't let like you having like sub 200 followers or less low follow. I just hit 1K. Like, don't let that do any like that. That does not matter. The follower count literally doesn't matter to me. What matters is the numbers on the screen,
Yep.
and how they're moving, how markets are moving. So just keep on pushing on. This would be like my one piece of advice. If that's something that's like deterring you, do not worry about that. Keep on pumping what you're pumping. You're doing great.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course. But thank you for coming on. I appreciate it. This has been the 19th episode of the PokeSales official podcast, everyone. I hope you guys have a great night, morning, evening, whenever you're watching this. And we'll catch you guys next time. Peace.
All right, bro.
Talk to you.
Have a good one, bro.